Welcome back everybody, and this week we're going to the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. In this video I'm just going to go over a couple of the cool things that I saw while I was down there and just a brief overview of the experience of going to this event. If you guys have never been and you're really into boating, I highly recommend it. Some of the things you're going to see and experience while down there you will never experience anywhere else. One of the first experiences you'll have at this boat show is figuring out how you're going to get around to the different locations. We chose the water taxi, and as you can see by the images you've seen here recently, it's a pretty incredible experience, and all these water taxis will have some kind of guide on them that will explain what's going on as you're going through this. As for example here, this is one of their famous sandbars in Fort Lauderdale where people hang out on the weekends. Also, the boating lifestyle and experience of Fort Lauderdale seems to be incredible. The amount of amazing boats we saw in these water taxis was absolutely insane, which is just a prelude to the insanity that will be the boat show itself. One of the first venues we hit was the HCB booth where we saw this 53-foot Sueños. Some of you may remember we voted this as the best beginner boat in one of our video series here recently. And as you can tell by these video images, this is an absolutely incredible boat. It really was one of the nicest boats we saw at the show, and these things are insane. We did catch up with one of their employees and asked them about why this was the best boat for beginners. We're here with Waco from HCB Yachts, and as you guys saw in our previous video, we rated the HCB 53 Sueños as the #1 best boat for beginning boaters. What do you think makes that the #1 best boat for beginning boaters?
I would say the ride, the performance, the comfort, and the luxury value of it.
Thanks, Waco. We appreciate it. Do you already know what some of you are thinking? What if we're ready to step up to that next boat? Don't worry, they had the 65 Australia there as well. I'm going to focus this video on some of the more different things I saw at this boat show. One of the first things, as soon as you walked in the convention center, there was this chick outside flyboarding in a wave pool, which is a little bit different than what you'd see at most boat shows. One of the first quirky and unique features that I saw on a boat was from this 32 Cutwater CB, where it had these chairs that actually extended over the rail. Just in case you didn't have enough room on the boat, these things would extend over and give you a little extra seating and a little extra room on the boat. Also, if you're looking for a nice yacht tender that could do multiple things and get you guys on the beach really quick and easily, this is a pretty cool, unique feature on this one as well, where you can pull right up and drop that gate and be able to walk straight on. There's nothing better than when somebody else points out a feature. At the boat show, I heard somebody say, "Look, there's an electric diving board on that boat." Turned around and I saw this electric gangplank, but it did give me a good laugh. This next feature is on a 32-foot glass stream. Basically, this compartment right here, you put ice into it, and it turns the ice into air conditioning in the cabin. Very unique feature where it doesn't require a generator to do AC. And here's a Suzuki outboard with counter-spinning props. I've never seen this feature on an outboard before. This was a first. One of the most unique things I saw were these, and these are diesel outboards. I'd never even heard of these until I showed up to the boat show. I was able to talk to the rep a little bit and get a little bit more information about these.
I guess, like, are they just putting these on like 25-foot center consoles and stuff now, or is it like, or was there an actual purpose made with it?
So our applications across the board, we were designed to be a marine commercial engine, but now the recreational markets, because they don't want to go ahead and carry extra, the yacht tender market has warmed up to it because they don't want to carry gas in it.
Okay, and that's what I figured in the end, was that this was consolidating to one fuel, whether it be generator fuel being diesel, exactly, or the actual propulsion being diesel. Yeah.
So still 40% better fuel efficiency across the board. Your service intervals are twice as long.
Do they have like the same kind of deal? Like, is it expected like a lifespan of the engine expected to be longer?
So our lifespan on this is typically what we expect it to be, and we haven't gotten there yet, is about 9,000 hours.
Right. Okay. So. Cool. Like, what's that? You said the service interval was what again? I know you said it.
About 200 hours.
200 hours, okay.
And that's just basically changing filters, changing fluids, and checking your belts.
Driving this versus driving like a gas engine one, is it going to be like, I mean, I know if I drive a TDI car, a turbo diesel car, it's completely different, or a truck completely different than a gas car. Is the driving experience about the same?
So the characteristics are a little different, right? You're going to go ahead and have to get your turbo turned up.
Okay.
But pretty much out of the whole, I mean, the experience is still at your club.
Okay.
Yeah. It sounds a little different, it acts a little different, but it's basically
the same.
What about emissions, like the DEF fluid you put in the truck and stuff like that? Do you have to do that with the outboard?
No. So the only thing we're doing is we'll run regular diesel fluid. We can also use jet fuel.
Okay.
Yep.
The Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show was an absolutely incredible experience. I'm going to post a video in the next few days of a couple of my favorite boats that I saw down there, and they're going to be realistic boats. In other words, I understand there was a ton of boats we saw that were way out of most people's price range, but these boats were the ones that I thought were absolutely incredible for the price that most people who are watching this channel probably could own at some point in time. I hope you enjoyed this little quirky video about some of the cool things we saw down there, and I hope you look forward to that next video about the boats that we really enjoyed. Thanks, guys.